Ryan Blaney wins NASCAR's race back at Nashville. He gets his first win of the season at the Nashville Superspeedway. Let's talk all about today's Cracker Barrel 400 at Nashville. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another post-race review. Oh my god, I'm losing my voice. I might actually have to go get some water. Holy crap, I've done way too much laughing today. But yeah, welcome back to another post-race review. In today's video, we'll be talking all about Nashville Superspeedway. Man, my voice is actually going. This is kind of crazy. But yeah, it was Sunday night. It was under the lights. And we had a very decent race here at the Nashville Superspeedway. It all started off with Ernest giving the green flag. Him and Morgan Wallen were chilling on top of a Cracker Barrel hauler watching the race. I thought that was one of the funniest things ever. But yeah, it was Sunday night, 300 laps at the Nashville Superspeedway. And it started off with a very early incident when Zane Smith just got into the back of Kyle Larson. Looked like there was a checkup from ahead. I can't remember who was ahead of Larson here. I'm watching the tape back. Well, that's Chastain getting loose. Chastain lost a couple spots on lap 1 as well. But I think this is lap 5. Yeah, I think Larson checked up for Ty Gibbs a bit. Zane Smith just doesn't see it. Got into the back of the 5. It happens. He ended up dropping to the back. Larson did end up having a very good day, though. He was able to work himself back up to the front and had a very good rebound race after that horrid double weekend last Sunday. But early on in the race, the two best cars really were the Toyotas. It was Briscoe and Hamlin who were dominating the show. They were 1-2 the entire way. Hamlin was just trying to find a way around Briscoe, but Briscoe was just dominating with the clean air. With that car with clean air was really something to behold. It was just holding it down the whole way. There was really no way around the 19 to chase Briscoe. Pit stops really shook things up, and I mean, Briscoe was reporting issues on the 19 earlier in the race, but I mean, Nashville's a track where you had a lot of brake fluids. There were a lot of bumps that you had to see throughout every lap, like bumps all throughout the racing groove. So it just was really not meant to be for some of those guys who just ended up in that situation, really. But yeah, I found the track really changed as it went tonight too, but just looking back at the pass the 11 made on the 19, fake high, went low, got him into turn 1. Briscoe was stuck behind Larson a bit too, trying to get him a lap down, but nobody ended up getting Larson a lap down. Hamlin made the move on Briscoe for the win, and Denny Hamlin got the stage win. Stage 2 was really the wreck fest. This was where things really kicked off. Early in stage 2, Stenhouse Jr., Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he was racing along, doing his thing, and we'll talk more about Carson Hocevar later in the night, but I don't know what Carson was thinking here, to be honest. Carson sent it very deep into the corner. Stenhouse was very much entitled to the corner, in my opinion. God, I sound like an F1 fan. But yeah, no, Stenhouse was more than clear, in my opinion. Carson Hocevar sent it from a long distance deep, and yeah, it took the 47 into the wall, hit the rear end. Yeah, no, contact like that, your day is done virtually. Unfortunate for Ricky Stenhouse, but it's just how it goes in racing sometimes, man. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and yeah, if you make contact with another car like that, and I mean, Carson probably shouldn't have sent it that deep, but hey, stuff happens, you know. He's seen a gap that he could go for. It's just unfortunately not the gap that he should have went for. It happens. Just taking a look at the onboard here, both drivers. But I mean, Carson does send it in from deep. Stenhouse does kind of pinch him off, but in my opinion, he was entitled to the corner. Carson should be noticing that the 47's chopping down in front of him and trying to get on the brake a little bit. But then on that very next restart, we had a big wreck with Noah Gragson and Alex Bowman. I'm gonna have a look back to see how this wreck happened here, but this virtually took Alex Bowman and Noah Gragson out of the race. Almost took Kyle Larson out of the race too, as he was virtually right in the middle. But when those two went right up into the fence, he was just trying to avoid it all. And yeah, he was right in the middle of those two, pretty much right behind them all. But yeah, let's see. I can't really tell from that angle. We'll see here. This is Noah Gragson and Alex Bowman racing along. Looks like, oh, the 48 just got loose and hit the 4. And the 48 goes around. That'll do it. That brought out the second non-stage caution of the day. And then, right after that restart, this stint really reminded me of Nashville and, well, last year when there was 5 overtimes. But, yeah, Eric Jones just tried to send it under Bell. Tried to get the track position. Track position was very crucial in this race. If you got the track position, if you had the clean air, you were in a very good position. But Eric Jones, yeah, he just sent it a little too deep. Underneath the quarter panel, Christopher Bell got up the track, and that sent the 20 around spinning. The 20 didn't pick up a lot of damage, though, so he was able to continue. Having a look back at the replay here, Eric Jones just sends it to the inside of the 20. Oh my god, my throat. But, yeah. Just got underneath his left rear quarter panel. The 20, the rear end steps out. He's into the wall. Fortunately for Bell, he didn't have a lot of damage, but man, Corey Heim. Oh man, Corey Heim was on for a very good day too. He was running P13 when this happened. Him and Brad Keselowski were racing it out for a couple laps there. I was keeping an eye on the leaderboard as this happened. Prime weren't really showing the video, but that, no pun intended on that. But yeah, Corey Heim just got up into Brad Keselowski. I don't know if that's a spotter thing or if he was just trying to clear himself and trying to force Brad to back out, but that wasn't the smartest move in Corey Heim's part. The 2311 driver, he went for a spin, backed the rear end into the fence. That's the end of Corey Heim's day. I mean, it's a learning experience for Corey Heim. I mean, you can't be doing moves like that in the Cup Series unless you're actually clear or they're like right on your bumper. And at this point, this is when the night came around. This is when Ryan Blaney really came into play. There was, it was Hamlin versus Byron there for a bit. I was like, Jesus, this is the Coke 600 all over again? Because we went green for a couple laps for the rest of the stage after that. And then it was Hamlin versus Byron, and then you could see Blaney just getting closer and closer and closer. To be fair to all the Team Penske cars, they really came on more and more as the night went on. And Ryan Blaney was able to pick up the stage 2 victory after that 3-wide move around the 24 and the 11 in a turn 1. It was a hell of a move by Ryan Blaney, to be fair. And yeah, then the final stage, there were no cautions in the final stage as well, so it really all came down to green flag pit stops. And yeah, we remember it was a fairly similar final stage to what happened in the Coke 600 without that battle for the lead. You had Ryan Blaney was kind of storming off. Joey Logano was up there. Cindric was even up there at points too. Eric Jones, he was the standout performer throughout the night. Carson Hocevar, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, who I already said, I believe. That a lot of different cars that you've seen at the back of the field really made their way up through the night. Kyle Larson was in the top 10 by the end of the night. Kyle Busch got better as the night went on. Chastain pretty much had a top 10 car all night. I mean, I'm kind of going through the results at this point, but yeah, some guys played like the split in half kind of game, and some guys played the play it long kind of game. The play it long kind of game was played by Denny Hamlin. But halfway through the stage pretty well, or just a little bit after, through the final stage, most of the people decided to pit. Most guys came down pit road and brought it in for a fresh set of tires, but and a jug full of fuel. But Hamlin stayed out. Chris Gale tried to force him to run it till the switch flipped, so that way he'd have a fuel and tire advantage on Blaney. But at the end of the day, no one was catching Ryan Blaney at the end of the day. I don't know how Carson Hocevar pulled his way in the second ahead of Logano, and even ahead of Hamlin. Boy, I know why Hamlin got up to Ryan Blaney. Well, got up to Hocevar or whatever. You get what I'm trying to say here, but yeah, no, Hamlin, he pitted when the switch flipped. I think it was like 46 to go when he ended up hitting, and yeah, the 12 and the 77 passed the, oh my god, the friggin', what is it, the 11 on pit road, and there were virtually no passes after that. Ryan Blaney brought it home for the win in Nashville, the 12's first win since that chaotic ass Martinsville race in 2024. Luckily for Ryan Blaney, he wasn't one of the chaosers in that race. He was just driving his way to the front and got the win that day. Fair and square in a good old-fashioned short track race. But good for Ryan Blaney. He pulled off the win. And yeah, let's take a look at your finishing results here from Nashville Superspeedway. Well, taking a look at your finishing results from Nashville Superspeedway, Ryan Blaney in the 12 team pull off their win. Good for them. They're locked into the playoffs. I mean, they had a very high buffer on points. They were going to get in either way. But Carson Hocevar, great run for the 77 team. He pulls off a second place. Denny Hamlin, P3. He also gets the Xfinity fastest lap. Luckily for him, his baby did not arrive during the race, so he didn't have to leave. Hopefully his kid arrives before Michigan, so he doesn't have to worry about that again. But yeah, podcasts will probably be delayed this week, though, so understandable reasons there for Denny Hamlin. Joey Logano, who really just got better as the night went on. He finished in P4. That was William Byron in P5. He was just kind of there. He had a top 5 car all night. Good points day for the 24 team. Bubba Wallace, Eric Jones, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, and Christopher Bell round at the top 10. Bubba Wallace recovered from a speeding penalty early on, so he had a good day. Eric Jones, Eric Jones just had a really good day today, man. That 43 car was fast. He did what he needed to do. He looked good. Kyle Larson had a rough start, had to work and claw his way up to the front. He gritted and grinded, and he got himself an 8th place finish. He needed a good day like that, so fair play to Larson. Reddick recovered from a tire failure early in the race, so good result for him to recover for a P9. Bell, even after that wreck, good for him to finish P10. Chastain, Kyle Busch, Zane Smith, Chris Buescher, and Chase Elliott. Elliott was probably about 15th all day. Buescher didn't really have any more speed than that. Zane was in the top 10 at points. He's really been the lead driver at front row this season. Kind of crazy to think about. Kyle Busch, he looked rough in the beginning of the race, but as it turned tonight, that 8 came to life. Same with Chastain. I mean, Chastain was really between like 5th to 10th the whole day, so kind of unfair to him to get the 11th. And Suarez, Briscoe had that brake failure earlier on, so he fell to 17th. As Cindric, Cole Custer probably was his best finish yet. AJ Allmendinger, Michael McDowell, Todd Gillen, Brad Keselowski, Riley Herbst, Shane Van Gisbergen, Ty Dillon, John Hunter Nemechek, Ryan Preece, Austin Dillon, Josh Berry, Ty Gibbs, Justin Haley, Cody Ware, JJ Haley, Chad Fincham, Alex Bowman, Corey Heim, Ricky Stenhouse, or Noah Gregson, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Round out your results. Let's get to the Skylar Dagley Driver of the Day. This should be a fun one. Honestly, guys, for Nashville Driver of the Day, there's one guy who I really felt like got better and better and better as the night went on, and maybe if that 12 car wasn't so fast, he may have just ended up in victory lane and got his first career win. And that driver is the 77 of Carson Hocevar. He could have got this award a lot of times, in my opinion. He's been so fast all season long, and I mean, you guys know I've interviewed Carson on this channel before. Carson's a great guy, and I mean, I really hope he does the best in the Cup Series, but tonight, he earns my NASCAR Skylar Dagley Driver of the Day award. He was fast from start to finish. I mean, the whole wreck with Stenhouse, I mean, that could have been avoided. He'll learn his lesson there. I mean, yeah, it sucks, but like, I thought it was more of a racing deal than anything. But Carson should know that he'll learn as he progresses in his career to back out of situations like that and just don't overtake him at the next opportunity, especially when you have a fast fire 77 like that. So Carson Hocevar gets my nod for Driver of the Day. Well, and now for my final segment of the post-race review is we gotta do the Skylar scale. I believe that's all the segments I have to do. Finish reaction. Yep, I believe we are all covered. I've done the results already. We're perfect. We're set there. So, what am I going to give the Cracker Barrel 400 at Nashville Super Speedway? That is a very good question. It wasn't great. I mean, I thought the racing was good at points. It definitely had some highs and lows. I'm going to give it a 75%. I did not think this race was get out of your seat amazing, but there definitely were some good moments, like that 3-wide battle for the lead. Guys were able to come, guys were able to go. Some guys were fast, some guys were slow. You could move people out of the way. You could set up moves. Like, I thought it was a pretty decent race. I've always enjoyed Nashville as a track, but yeah, what would you guys rate this race? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, comment, share, and subscribe. Sorry if this post-race video is a little short. I mean, the action wasn't too crazy today. I mean, yeah, this is really all that we have to talk about. It wasn't the most dramatic race in the world, but one quick shout out before we go. Amazon Prime. Thank you so much for the Coca-Cola 600 broadcast, and now this. I didn't feel like I got to talk about them enough, but like, oh, such a breath of fresh air from that pre-race show to the post-race show that's happening right now that can't even watch on TSN because I'm Canadian, but oh my, it's just such a breath of fresh air to see a broadcast like Amazon Prime compared to Fox and FS1, and when we get on the USA Network, TNT in a couple weeks. It's just been such a breath of fresh air to have Amazon Prime. I mean, TNT have a lot of the same people as Prime do, to be fair. So it'll probably be a fairly similar broadcast. But, I mean, production will be different, but like the audio and stuff with all the voices should be pretty well the same, and how they call the race and stuff. But yeah, no, I really thought it was like another great coverage by Amazon Prime. They're getting better. They're learning their feet in the door, and yeah, man, I really like to see where they're going. I think they're doing a great job, and yeah, keep it up, Amazon Prime. You're restoring my faith in NASCAR broadcasting, I will say that. I mean, NBC definitely helped too, to say the least, but oh my god. Like, even the commercial-free break. They went commercial-free for the last 65 laps. And they didn't even go to a single full-screen commercial. Such a breath of fresh air. Such a breath of fresh air. So, but anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you for our next post-race review on Sunday next week, where we'll head to the Michigan International Speedway for the Firekeepers Casino 400. I will see you guys in Michigan, but until then, take care and peace!